Welcome back to Just Will's movie review. And I have a doozy for you today. But before we talk about the movie, I want to give y'all a little history lesson right quick. Can you tell me what this is? A lot of you can't. As a matter of fact, this is what we used to watch a lot of these movies that I'm reviewing on. If you were lucky, you had a VCR, and you could actually use these to tape some of the movies that I discuss on my movie reviews. Enemy Territory, 1987. I enjoyed the movie because it was comical, but it was a drama. So it was a comical drama. It wasn't supposed to be a comedy, but it was a drama that was funny. Man, this here is one of my favorite films. Not necessarily because it was great, but it was unique in its own special way. This movie here was a movie about a very, very powerful gang. It wasn't the Bloods. It wasn't the Crips. No. This gang was way before them. Yes, you guessed it. The vampires. Vampires. Yeah. Bunch of brothers calling themselves vampires. Why? The movie had a star-studded cast. I mean, it had all of the greats. The guy that played Candyman had Stacey Dash. Yeah, Stacey Dash was in it. Well, those are probably the only two names that you know. Oh, the guy that sung the theme song to Ghostbusters. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he was an actor and he had a music career. Look him up. You know, who you gonna call? This was a great movie, and I'm telling you, man, it was so realistic. As a matter of fact, this movie is probably why we do electronic signatures online now. This movie follows the tale of one white male who has to get some documents signed from an older black lady in the projects in New York, in the high rises. And he has to go in there and, like I said, get some documents signed, but it's like when his boss tell him to do it, it's like close to quitting time. It's like 4:45, 5 o'clock, or something like that. You gotta give the white man credit for, I forgot his name, I don't really know who he is, I don't even know if he did other movies after this. I'm gonna look it up, and if I find out, I'll let you all know. But the white guy that played in this movie, he showed some real acting because he really looked scared. Pulls up in front of the projects, there's some kids outside, and he's like, hey, can you watch my car? They's like, watch your car? He's like, yeah, I'll pay you some money. He gave him some money, went on in the building. They broke into his car and stole all his stuff. He goes into the building. He don't know that they broke into his car, and they didn't even say anything else about that. He's in the building, and he's trying to find out where the lady he needs to go see. He's trying to find out where she lives at. So he's on the little board and looking at the wall and trying to find a name. He can't find a name, so he just has a room number. And he did what anybody else would have done. He saw a young man in the hallway talking to a female, and he said, excuse me, young man, can you tell me where this room number is? And the young man was talking to her, laying his rap game down, talking to a female, trying to get up on her, you know, trying to do his thing. He trying to talk to her, and the white man did some things that he probably shouldn't have did, which is he touched the brother on the shoulder, and the brother jerked away and said, hey, you put your hands on me. And the white man was like, sir, I just want to know where the room is. He got upset. The girl, she kind of dipped off, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he was upset and said, man, you gonna bleed for this. You gonna bleed for this. I'm gonna tell my gang leader you gonna bleed for this. And he dips off. I thought that was the end of it. I thought it was just a brother with an extra role, and you know, he trying to make more of his extra role than he should have. The security guard comes, he saves the white man, takes him upstairs and says, this is the floor that you're looking for. I'll wait right here. Go handle your business, come back, and we'll get you out of here safe, because when nightfall comes, you don't need to be here. Goes and talks to the old lady. When he gets there to the old lady, you know, he does everything he needs to do. Now, here's the funny part. She didn't have a check, she just had a wad of money, like a big roll, a big bankroll of money rolled up. She gave him the money, and he didn't even give her no paperwork. He just walked out and said, and she told him, she was like, hey, thank you, but you need to go ahead and get out of here. So he was like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. You can tell he was trying to get the hell up out of there. So he runs back down the hallway and he meets the security guard. Next thing you know, the elevator goes off, and when the elevator goes off, bing, opens up, vampires. Elevator full of vampires. Elevators full of gang members who call themselves vampires. They didn't even look like vampires. They come out there and, you know what I'm saying, say they go take the white man, they have a scuffle, and they rush the security guard, stab him, he gets off a shot, and one of the vampires gets hit. You know, shoots him in the eye, blows out the back of the head, he dies in the elevator. White man screaming in the hallway, help. Now there's a white man standing over a black man screaming help. Another black man, which is the hero of the movie, this guy right here, comes out of the room and he comes to the white guy's rescue. And he doesn't have any shoes on. He comes there, he rescues the white man, and it's like heroic. So he takes the white man, they run off back to the old lady's room. Candyman is upset. He gives his long speech about how the white guy gotta die before the sun come up, cause that's the vampire way. These brothers watch too many movies. He told his gang, the white man, now they call him the ghost. The vampires call the white guy the ghost. He said the ghost gotta go before sun come up, or that's all y'all asses. Candyman had his second in command, which is one of my favorite characters. You know, he went by the name of Psycho, and whenever Candyman called him, he'd be like, Psycho! And Psycho was so cool, he'd be like, yeah, man. Psycho! Yeah, man. So we'll talk about Psycho later, alright? Psycho was cool. Psycho is like one of my favorite characters of the movie. Long story short, they trying to fight through this gang, which when it first seemed like it was like 5 of them, but it turned into like 30, and I don't know where all these extra dudes came from. They end up trying to, you know, get downstairs. The gang had the elevators and the stairways on lock, so they had to sneak room by room and just get downstairs. They get down a couple of flights, and they run into a lot of different characters that you're gonna meet in the movie, man. They had one crazy ex-military white guy who everybody was scared of because, you know, he was in a wheelchair and he had a bunch of guns. Technically, you should be afraid of somebody like that. There was a lot of characters that you meet in this movie that really didn't have a build up, a lead up. They were just boom, and they was there and then they were gone. Stacey Dash, okay, that was the granddaughter, and Stacey Dash always been cute, you know what I'm saying? To me, she was cute. They got downstairs to Stacey Dash's apartment. Stacey Dash's little brother said, hey, I know how we can help him. Yeah, because Stacey Dash had a little brother in the movie. I don't know if I said that or not. But she had a brother in the movie. He said, hey, I know how we can help. And she was like, how? He was like, my friend, he know another way out the building. He said you had to go through the basement and you can get out that way. So they end up going down the broken elevator shaft. So they pried the door open and they slid all the way down to the bottom floor in the broken elevator. When they get down to the bottom and they wait in the basement, there's like a little small window. You know, can't nobody get out of it except the little boy and Stacey Dash. They tell the little boy to go back upstairs because they don't know the little boy's with him. So they tell him to go back upstairs, and Stacey Dash says she gonna squeeze out the window and go get the police. Now, there's something that happened before they got to the basement, and we're gonna pick it back to my favorite character of the movie, which is Psycho. I do these reviews, and whenever I do these reviews, there's always a part in the movie that it bothers me a little bit. It kind of troubles me a little bit. Psycho was an ordinary dude. He didn't have no special powers. They called themselves vampires, but they wasn't really vampires. Psycho, he fell down the elevator shaft, okay? They was up like a couple of floors, maybe 4 or 5 floors. Psycho fell down the elevator shaft and he was dead. That's what he looked like. When he fell down the elevator shaft, it looked like he was dead. Psycho was done. Psycho, you had a great run in the movie. Psycho's done. But then something strange happened. And this is where the movie kind of got crazy for me. Check it out. I don't know how this movie went from being a movie about gang members and vampires and a white ghost, and now Night of the Living Dead because Psycho comes back as a zombie. The writer, I need to have a discussion with him. I want to meet him and I want to ask him, because I think he tried to cram all his favorite movies in one. Even the name is like, doesn't match what the hell is going on with all these different type of, characters, and you got vampires, ghosts, zombies, a black man that's sung the song Ghostbusters. It's just a lot of just different crazy stuff that goes on in this movie. The end of the movie was kind of cool. No, it wasn't, because the end of the movie had one of the craziest dialogues or lines ever. First of all, Candyman took the movie a little too serious. All right, I don't know if they told him, hey, this is it. This is what's gonna make you pop. And he probably got gassed up. Was like, you know what? He looked at the script. Yeah, this is it. They go outside, because they all make it outside, and they have this big fight. And it's crazy because it really wasn't a big fight. It was like one shot that went off. Candyman gets hit, and he's bleeding from the mouth. And the last thing that he says is this:
I'm gonna rip out your heart and suck your blood! I am immortal!
And then he dies. The old lady gets a machine gun and she starts shooting at the gang members. The police show up, and I don't even think any arrest was made. I want to know what happened to the white man, because they didn't really say what happened to him. Enemy Territory, 1987. Great movie. If you want to check it out right here in the description. Link down here. Yep. You watch it for free on YouTube. That's all I got to say about this movie. Great movie, and I'm out.